You want to build your brand awareness, increase the amount of qualified leads coming through your pipeline, and of course, increase your revenue. You've come to the conclusion that it's time to invest in a marketing strategy. The question is, what's the best option for your business? Hiring an in-house marketing team or hiring an outside marketing agency? In this video, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of both. When you have an internal marketing team, their only client is the company. So there's a major focus in play that's not going to be there with an outside agency. Also, it's impossible to have the soul of the brand, like someone who lives it, which means no one's going to understand the brand more deeply than the people that are there on the day-to-day grind in the trenches. They're going to feel it and have their fingers on the pulse of the company. An outside agency just won't have that same passion. An in-house marketing team will know the little nuances that happen throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the quarter that can't be explained to an outside agency. That feeling, passion, commitment, and knowledge will show through your content. Your audience will feel it and have a great experience while engaging with your material. There is a wealth of knowledge on your staff that you probably haven't tapped into as of yet. Every company has someone or a few people on their team that knows the company's products and services inside out with their eyes closed. These individuals may be on your sales team, your marketing team, or maybe both. You should begin to see these individuals as subject matter experts. They'll probably be great at answering those 80% questions that most buyers have when struggling to make a purchasing decision. This one should be obvious: speed and control. When you have an in-house marketing team of employees that's 100% dedicated to working on your company's marketing, things tend to get done faster. You don't have to wait for the agency to get back to you, going back and forth, waiting for another revision because the messaging and the tone was off. With an in-house marketing team, you know you're gonna get high quality, brand-specific work delivered fast every time. The tone, delivery, and messaging will be on point because the creators live and breathe the business. And if there are any hiccups, you know the person responsible for the deliverable is a phone call, a message, or a few feet away from you. One of the major reasons you should be creating content is to shorten your company's sales cycle. This is done by creating content that the sales team can use to answer common questions, educate the prospects, and see if they're a good fit or not. When an agency takes over your marketing efforts, it's a very siloed approach. They're not going to have too many interactions with your sales team. However, an in-house marketing team makes it easy for that alignment to happen. When that connection takes place, the guesswork is taken out. It becomes easier to zero in on what content needs to be created that will help the sales team close more deals and close those deals faster. Your in-house staff knows the company. Your in-house staff knows your customers. Your in-house staff knows who the ideal buyer is. Your in-house staff knows their pain points. They know what makes them tick. Your in-house staff knows what mistakes you've made in the past. An outside agency doesn't know any of that. They have to spend time figuring that out. They may have to interview your in-house staff and do market research on their own. That, my friend, can take months, and they still might not get it right. However, when you do it in-house, your team already knows who you are and what you do, so they can jump right in, get to work, and show results. I'd be lying to you if I told you there were no cons associated with hiring an in-house marketing team. Well, here they are. If you decide to take on an in-house marketing team, it's gonna cost you some money because you need to make some additional hires. You're gonna need a content manager and a videographer. In essence, you're becoming a media company. You're gonna be producing content in different forms to be distributed on different mediums. Depending on your market, location, and company size, it may take quite a few people to handle the load. And that, my friend, can get pricey. Once you decide to bring on new hires, you have to train them. Most likely, they're not gonna come in with the skills that it takes to be a part of a high-performing digital marketing machine. To attract good talent and keep them, you have to provide ongoing training and growth opportunities. These are the things that are gonna keep the members of your in-house team engaged and challenged. Once they get really good at what they do, they're gonna require salary increases and more opportunities to grow and learn. That's if you wanna keep them. If you're unable to provide these things, Most likely, someone else will. Employee responsibilities. With more staff members, that means there's more paperwork, more onboarding, more one-on-one with managers, performance reviews, raises, career path conversations, supplies, tech, and much more. Let's not forget about managing employee issues, hiring mistakes, personnel conflicts, employee turnover, sickness, unplanned time off, and all the other things you can think of that comes with hiring more staff. This is a big one. What happens when things don't work out? You can't request that work just stop for a period of time. Regroup, think it over, or tell your marketing team, this project has ended. Nah, when there's poor performance, you actually have to fire people, and that can be a difficult process. If you make a hiring mistake, it takes a lot more time, effort, and resources to fix it. Now that you understand the pros and cons of hiring an in-house marketing team, let's talk about the pros and cons of hiring an outside marketing agency. If you decide to work with an agency, a good agency will develop your content strategy, produce your content, film your videos, and write your emails. All you have to do is be in a room and provide feedback on the work they deliver. Depending on what type of company you are, at first, you may feel uncomfortable handing the keys over to an organization to handle all of your marketing. However, that's the point of hiring an agency, to wash your hands and do away with the responsibility of creating content. Outside agencies usually have big staffs or have freelancers that work alongside them. In-house teams are relying on the availability of each person on staff. Should a few people working on a campaign go on vacation or become ill at a time where a deadline is approaching, how do you get those things done? An agency will be able to call on extra people and adapt and make sure that all the activities that need to get done are in fact delivered. Good outside agencies will have an extensive array of talent by their side to provide you with optimum service. This will most likely include graphic artists, web developers, professionals with experience executing strategy and driving tactical implementation, software managers, and of course, creating your content. If you're not happy with the performance or the work being delivered, an outside agency can simply just switch the people on your account without the need to cancel the agreement, fire someone, or put in tons of paperwork. Whereas in an in-house marketing team, you have to have those difficult conversations with low-performing employees, maybe issue probationary periods, and worst case scenario, fire someone. And just like an in-house marketing team, an outside agency is gonna come with its own list of cons. And here they are. When you receive your work from the agency, does it sound like you? Does it have your voice, your tone, your messaging? Does it have your feeling? Does it have your passion? Most of the time, it won't, at least on the first go around. Why? Because the agency is not in the mix. They are not involved in the day-to-day operation. They just can't feel it the way you do. This results in slow content production, labor-intensive editing, and a constant back and forth with your account manager as you wait for revisions. The two most common complaints of agencies is that it takes longer to get started and they can be slow to respond or get things done when there's an issue with a deliverable. The agency needs months to understand your business before they can start creating content for it. And if you request a revision, you may have to wait a while for a response. The agency has other clients to focus on as well. And they may have to do more research on your industry to deliver the revisions you're waiting for. When you hire an agency to do the work for you, you will always be dependent on them to get the work done. The minute you stop writing checks, the campaign shut down and you lose access to the agency expertise. However, when you hire an in-house marketing team, you may pay similar fees at first for coaching and training, but once your team knows how to create that high quality work on their own, you no longer need to pay for coaching services and training. You know what they say, give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, feed him for a lifetime. Many times, agencies focus on deliverables they think will work for your business and rarely spend the time to communicate with your sales team to ensure that the content will shorten the sales cycle and drive revenue. Yeah, the content may draw traffic, but it lacks the ability to convert leads into sales as effectively as it would if the content was made to address the pain points of the customer. Thus, your ROI is difficult to tie back to the agency services. And that's all I have for you today. You now have all the information. You have the pros and the cons of both options. Now it's time for you to make the decision that works best for your business. If you have learned anything today, or if you have gotten any value from anything I've said today, please make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything coming out of Impact. And remember, it's marketing. We're in the business of trust. So you make sure you inform, educate, and solve problems. And I'm out. Peace.